Charlotte, it's Monica. I'm just giving you a call to see how you're doing. I hope you're doing okay. I also wanted to thank you for what you did before all this. Your work inspired us to take a stand for ourselves and for others to finally do what should have been done ages ago. We're going to try to stop Kai today. We have a plan and, well, we're gonna try and see what happens. I don't know right now if we're going to succeed or fail, but I love you, and I wanted to thank you for being an inspiration to all of us. Please, call back the first chance you get.
Monica hangs up, tears flooding out of her eyes, as she hunches over her desk.
Why? Why did this have to happen?
She says as she rests her chin on her desk, wiping the tears from her eyes.
This all feels wrong. None of this should have happened. How did things get to this point? It feels like this is some messed up timeline. But this is all someone's cruel idea of a joke to put us through hell, and for what? Is this God's way of punishing us or something?
Monica sighs.
What am I saying? The stress is really getting to you, Monica. Should have brought my little tinfoil hat to school today.
Monica lets out another sigh as she slowly stands up and walks over to the windowsill.
This isn't a game, though. This is as real as it gets for us. Our futures, our happiness, so much rides on how this face-off goes. And I'm going to do everything I can to ensure we make it out on top.
Sam and Sayori walk through the sparsely populated hallway, a calm, eerie feeling hanging in the air as the students near them all look or scurry away from them as a sentence fragment. You know, like semicolon that shit. Sayori, observing the phenomenon, anxiously turns to Sam.
Are you sure about this?
Sam sighs.
As sure as I can be. If you feel like this is the right thing to do, then I won't try to talk you out of it. But once you come into this, there's no turning back. Whatever happens next is out of our hands. Well, time to let fate run its course again.
Sayori and Sam exchange a smile as they turn the corner. However, as soon they do, they're met by three towering figures who are standing in the middle of the hallway, blocking their path. As predicted, it's Kai, Randy, and Victor.
Good morning, ladies!
Kai, just the person I wanted to talk to.
You sought me out? Well, that's unexpected. Have you come to abandon your little effort? Come to concede defeat?
No, quite the opposite, actually. I came to tell you something.
What could you possibly have to tell me?
You're not going to stop trying to hurt me until I admit I've lost and give up on trying to prove Michael's innocence. That's what this is all about, isn't it?
Something like that, yes.
So you're not even trying to deny it anymore.
No use in pretending when we're alone. I made sure to clear the hallways out to grant us some privacy.
Of course. For all your boasting, for all your preaching about equality, you slander and vilify anyone who so much as looks at you the wrong way. You're a pathetic child, crying out for attention. Your attempts to try to get under my skin have done nothing more than to strengthen my resolve. For someone who's frail and a nobody, you've done a terrible job at trying to break me. So here I am, standing up for myself and calling you out for your cruelty. What are you going to do about it? Do whatever you feel you need to, but it's not going to hide the truth. The truth that you're a loser.
You little cunt!
Kai steps forward, raising his fist towards Sam. Sayori steps in the middle between them as Randy grabs a hold of Kai and drags him back. Kai then turns to Randy and shoves him as hard as he can, making him stumble back into a locker. Victor, for his part, looks on at the incident with his mouth gaped open.
Don't ever get in my fucking way, Randy!
Kai says as he points to Randy, shaking with fury as he slowly rises up, gobsmacked as he rubs the back of his head. He then turns back to Sam, who is standing behind Sayori.
You wanna say all that shit to me again at lunch, little bitch? Do it! I'll be there! I'll find you and I'll put you in the hospital permanently!
You're a real piece of work, Kai!
Nobody asked for your opinion! Come on!
Kai snaps his fingers and he and Victor stride down the opposite end of the hallway. Randy, meanwhile, lingers behind, nursing the back of his head as he struggles to process what had just happened. They carefully approach Randy.
Are you okay?
Huh? Oh.
Randy says as he shakes his head.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're seriously going to let him treat you like that?
My problems are my own to deal with. You shouldn't have provoked him like that. I'll give you credit for being ballsy, Meadows, though it's going to come back at you.
So you're just going to let Kai go ahead and do what he wants?
Randy lets out a sigh.
Look, I don't want you getting hurt. Just avoid him. I'll try talking him down.
Before Sam could get another word in, Randy sulkingly walks in the direction that Kai and Victor went. Sayori lets out a sigh.
Well, was that good? I think so. That actually went better than I was expecting. Wait, how did you think things would go? Oh, don't worry about it. Come on, we got class. Right.
The girls turn back around to use the other stairway. Randy pushes through the doors to find Kai and Victor loitering around the staircase. Well,
finally it took you.
What the fuck, man? Are you out of your goddamn mind?
Randy's shout echoes loudly through the empty staircase, making Kai and Victor jerk back.
It's bad enough you touched me, but you're trying to slit a girl? How fucked up are you?
First of all, lower your voice when speaking to me. Someone might hear you. Second, you touched me first, and you got in my way. You should have known better. And last but certainly not least, you're defending the enemy, and you let her just talk down to me like that. Where were you two idiots? Hey, don't bring me into this shit. This is between you two,
Victor says, pointing to Kai and Randy.
Don't fucking point at me! Man, Randy's right. The fuck is wrong with you? I just got talked down to by a girl who can barely stand on her own 2 feet. I had to strain my own eardrums to listen to the dribble that came out of her whore mouth. Kai, you need to calm the fuck down. Why are you getting so worked up about this? Shiro never directly flaunted a challenge to me like that. She thinks she can get the best of me. She thinks she's worthy of considering herself my rival. Well, she's wrong. At lunch later today, we're wiping that smug grin off her stupid face forever.
Kai, I'm pretty sure she's baiting us. She was trying to get a rise out of you and it worked. You're not going to get what you want out of her by stomping your foot around like you're 5.
Don't push me further.
Ugh, whatever. I'm done talking.
Good, stand there and shut up.
Randy glares at Kai, gripping his fists and resisting the urge to bull charge Kai into the wall. Kai lets out a sigh.
Victor, did Bella pull through yesterday? No idea. She never texted me back. Well, I think you should figure it out. What good are you people if they can't do their fucking jobs? What do we have them on call for? Kai, I don't know what you want me to say here. Look, if she's acting this defiant, clearly Bella's prank didn't faze her. Girl's got some grit. Well, I'm going to break it. The only question is if her teeth or pride go first. I'm going to go ahead and recommend that you don't do that. Again, staring in that situation screaming at her isn't going to get her back down. You're more methodical than that. Send that. Come on, there's gotta be something more on this girl. That's your job to figure out, and right now you're failing. What do you want me to do? We spread rumors about her health, called her virtually every name in the book, physically harassed her. If that isn't going to get her to quit, let her tire herself out and let's move on to someone else. No, we will not move on from Meadow. I need to make her suffer. Since you two can't think of anything, I'll take the lead and figure out what we're doing before we get there. If you want something done right,
Kai says as he shoves his way past Victor and walks out of the stairwell. Victor sighs as he shakes his head.
At this point, the only reason I'm going with him is to make sure the idiot doesn't drag us down with him.
Ditto.
Heh, glad we're in agreement. Well, let's hope he doesn't do anything too stupid.
The second lunch period has come to St. Salvato. The moment of consequence that both Kai and Sam have been gearing towards will now play out to the unsuspecting student body. Kai throws open the door out of his classroom and strides out. Randy and Victor meekly look at each other as they speedwalk to catch up to Kai.
So, guess we're really doing this, huh? Yes!
Got some genius plan to get her to stop?
Yep, I know exactly what to do. You care to clue us in on this grand plan of yours? All you need to know is that I've connected some dots thanks to my health class today.
He says with a maniacal grin as he begins aggressively pushing through the crowd. Several students angrily look around to see who had shoved them, but immediately back off upon seeing Randy and Victor, who slowly bring up the rear. Adrian lazily leans against the side of the wall as he watches Kai force his way through the crowd in a frantic attempt to get to the cafeteria.
Good to know.
Adrian scoffs to himself as he takes out his phone and shoots a quick text. Sayori and Sam sit down at a lunch table outside the school's patio. Where they're sitting has a clear line of sight at the doors to the school, so anybody stepping out should be the first thing they see. Sierra looks around her shoulder at the doors. And then back at Sam.
Nice spot. Thanks, I picked it up myself.
Sam then feels her phone vibrating in her pocket, letting out a sigh. She then stoically looks at Siori. I decided to check. This is not at all a word. No, it's not. They meant stoically. They keep putting another T in it. I don't know why.
So, this is it, huh? Probably. Oh, kind of wishing I had been back curry today now.
As if right on cue, the doors are thrown open. Sam looks up to see Kai angrily stomping out onto the patio, tailed behind by Randy and Victor, who look borderline embarrassed.
Meadows!
He shouts her name, grabbing the attention of everyone on the patio. Kai's eyes dart around the area, looking for Sam.
You!
Kai says as he slowly walks up to her, clenching his fists as Randy and Victor follow suit and flank him. Kai puts his foot right on the bench next to where Siori's sitting and leans in towards Sam.
So you came after all, yes, 2 words.
With an invitation like that, who could refuse?
He says as the two intensely glare at each other. I'm pretty sure it's an intensely. Well, and the second one.
Now, it's my turn to give you an opportunity. If you get on your knees and apologize for everything you've said to me, on top of proclaiming that Michael Harrington was behind Picturegate and that you were his accomplice in all that, I'll walk away and leave you alone.
And who in the right mind would accept an offer like that?
Well, if you don't, then I'm going to tell everyone here and now that you have cancer.
Sam and Siori's eyes widen.
That's right, I figured out your little secret, and I'm willing to bet your hair is fake.
He says, pointing at Sam's hair.
Coincidentally, in health class today we were going over different types of diseases and cancer came up. And I found it interesting how the symptoms that were described to me lined up perfectly with what I've observed from you over the last few years. Who's to say you don't learn anything in school after all? Ha! Judging by your reaction just now, I assume I hit the nail on the head, did I not?
Sam starts breathing heavily. Not heavily, heavily. Siori stands up.
Leave her alone, Kai.
If you ask nicely, perhaps I'll listen. Say please, Sayori.
Siori simply glares back at him as fury builds behind her eyes.
All right, be like that. Victor.
Kai says as he nods towards Siori. Victor sighs as he walks up to Siori and drags her out of her seat by her arm.
Oh, Jay!
Victor then walks Siori a few feet away from the table and releases her.
Just sit back and watch the show, Nico. It's for your own good.
I don't like this show.
Come on, Kai, what are you doing?
He says as he leans back against the wall. Kai then takes a seat in Siori's spot, positioning himself directly in front of Sam.
So what's it gonna be, Samantha? Your pride or your secret?
Sam shuts her eyes, tears flowing down her face and onto the table.
Ah, disgusting.
Kai picks up a napkin and attempts to wipe Sam's tears away. However, Sam slaps the napkin out of his hand.
Ah!
Kai says as he nurses the stinging, throbbing pain in his hand.
She's stronger than she looks. Oh, you bitch! You have no idea what you're doing.
He says, pounding his fists on the table, accidentally slamming his fist into Siori's curry.
Ah!
Kai stands up and swipes all the food off the table. Many of the nearby tables gasp upon seeing Kai's actions. Kai then stands on top of the table, towering over Sam.
You have nothing to say, Meadows. Just gonna sit there and pout? Think just because you're a woman I won't hit you?
Sam doesn't respond, staring defiantly back at Kai as tears continue to drip down her face. He shrugs his shoulders.
Well then, not the choice I would have made, but definitely the one I hoped you would. Boy, am I going to enjoy paying you back for ruining my fight with your little knight in shining armor. From here on out, life as you knew it is over, Meadows.
Kai then turns back to growing crowd. The growing crowd?
Ladies and gentlemen, I have an announcement to make. I have learned a terrible truth about our fellow classmate, Sam Meadows. She is an accomplice to the disgraced Michael Harrington. She helped Michael put those pictures of Charlie Webb, Kayla Allen, and Ruby Phillips up around the school. Matter of fact, she's the one who took them.
A series of gasps roll over the crowd as they begin whispering amongst themselves.
That's right. I too was shocked to come across this unfortunate truth. Almost as unfortunate as her motive. Samantha here was jealous of their beauty. She wanted to prove herself to Michael, for he was eyeing those women. One-eared eyeing. And participating in this wicked scheme of his, Sam hopes to cement her status as Michael's lover and eliminate her prospective competition.
Randy shakes his head.
Even I could have come up with something better than this shit.
Randy looks down to Victor, who is similarly shaking his head. Siori nervously shakes in place.
So you guys are actually okay with this? You're just going to sit back and let him slander her?
Just shut up and stay in your lane. This is between them now. Whatever happens between them, I'm perfectly content letting it play out. As far as I'm concerned, this is Kai's problem.
Unbelievable.
The reason for Meadows' insecurity? Our friend here has been hiding an unfortunate truth from you all.
Is she gay?
A section of the crowd laughs.
No! Samantha Meadows is jealous of other girls because she has cancer!
Kai's shout sucks the air out of everyone. Many of the students look on, horrified.
That's right. She's jealous of their looks because she's losing hers. And I'll prove it to you all right now.
As Kai turns his back, a figure from the crowd emerges. You're fucked up, Connolly, said someone. Kai snaps back around to see who had called him out.
Oh, Crowley, forgot you had this lunch. Long time no see.
I forget what voice I gave him to. Bullying a sick girl who has cancer? The hell are you doing? That's low, even for you.
Digging your grave yet again. Don't worry, I'll get you in just a second.
He snaps back around to Sam, who gets out of her seat and begins backing away. Kai hops down from the table and lunges at Sam, grabbing her by the collar. She tries to push Kai off of her, but Kai easily overpowers her and pins her to the table. Kai grabs her skull as Sam begins to cry out for help, tears streaming down her face.
Kai, no!
Siri lunges forward, but is caught by Victor, who holds her back. Randy takes a step forward as Victor shoots him a confused look.
Now tell me, how hard will I have to pull your hair?
He says with a twisted, inhumane laugh.
Go to hell.
I'll save you a seat.
Kai grabs on tight to Sam's hair.
Moment of truth.
Sam shuts her eyes, bracing for the worst.